Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Scale Stories by Helium 10. My name is Bradley Sutton. I'm from Helium 10. I'm joined by
Leo Sgovio, Amazon seller since 2015 and founder of Splice.io.
And we are here to help
Natalie launch my first Amazon product.
So guys, you just saw, hopefully you saw the episode where we actually found her a potential product to sell. If you haven't seen that, make sure to go back, find that episode because you're not going to understand what in the world we're doing today without that context. And so we landed on this product that the team founded was kind of like a tuning fork set. And in a few episodes here, we're going to talk a little bit more details about what that is going to be. But now that we have kind of like a direction of what product it is, the next step we need to think about is a brand name. This is something that's very important, whether you're selling on Amazon, whether you're selling on TikTok, is you want to be a registered brand. Leo, you remember the days like 10 years ago on Amazon where it didn't really matter about your brand name, but that's kind of different nowadays, right?
It is different. Well, right now the market has become so competitive. So it's very important to find the right brand name, to have it brand registered, to have USPTO, give you the trademark name. So it is a lot more complex, but it's also good, right? Because we have become more sophisticated, more advanced as Amazon sellers. Back in 2015, it didn't matter. Today, we want to build brands ultimately, right?
So brand is going to be important. We're going to talk about the brand today, hopefully finalize one for Natalie. We're going to talk about setting up her Amazon Seller Central account. Spoiler alert, she actually told us off camera she already got a head start and started an Amazon Seller Central account, but we'll talk about what's required there. But one thing she doesn't have is a TikTok shop account. That's going to be something we're going to try and set up in this episode. Now, Natalie, like before at home, you were already brainstorming, trying to get some like brand ideas and stuff.
Yes.
What were some of the ones that you had thought about?
So some of the ones that I thought about with also some help from ChatGPT, I'll say. One was Joyous Journey, also I play on that, Joyful Journey. One was, I think, Still and something was Still, Be Still or something like that. Okay. I was basically trying to come up with brand names that described being serene. One of them was How Serene. That was another one that we came up with in ChatGPT.
Yeah, those are good. What I like about them is they're I don't want to use the word necessarily generic, but they're not so specific. Like I remember one from your first shortlist, it would said something about like healing frequencies or something, which works perfectly with tuning forks. But why wouldn't that necessarily be a good idea for a brand name?
Yeah, in this case, I think our names were great. I went through the list, but I think they were too specific. And it would have eventually limited us from launching other products perhaps outside of the niche where these products belong to. And so that's why I think it was more important for us to focus on something a little bit more generic that had a broader meaning to it. Or perhaps no meaning, but that resonates with this product, with the audience, and potentially other products that we were going to launch under this brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, one of the first steps, like whether you're using ChatGPT, whether you're just brainstorming, you can't just pick any brand name and say, hey, this is what it's going to be. You need to check, first of all, is there already a trademark for it? Because to get on Amazon as a registered brand, you have to actually have a trademark. So one of the steps you guys need to do is go to the USPTO website. You can just type in USPTO trademark search and the link will usually come up. What was that joyful one or something you said?
Joyful Journey.
Joyful Journey. So then if this was one that we were considering, we just press enter right here in Joyful Journey. And then we can see there's already a lot of trademarks that already have that. Now, just because there's a word or a similar word doesn't mean it's a complete deal breaker. But what are you looking at when you're looking at USPTO of whether you know like, hey, this is something that I want to go to the next step, or no, there's no way I could use this brand?
Yeah, what's here? First of all, what's very important is to see if there is another trademark, another brand that is exactly identical as to the one that you want to launch, right? Or register. So in this case, we see here that we have Joyful Journeys, which is very similar. There is also another one that is called Joyful Journey. But what's very important as well is the class. In simple terms, the category where your product or your brand belongs to. And so in this case here, we see that there are different trademarks registered that are very similar, but not only that, there are some of them that perhaps also fall under the same class that Natalie would like to register her trademark under. So if we see something like that, like on this screen, is a no, and we will definitely need to move on with the next idea. Yeah. And so for in this case, Bradley, do you agree Joyful Journey is not?
Yeah, like I mean, not only do I see the exact one, but then some of these are actually in the similar niche, so that's like a complete deal breaker. Like sometimes if there's a similar brand out there, but like let's say, hey, we're trying to do tuning forks, but then there's a joyful, like let's say there's only one Joyful Journeyman or something like that, very similar, but then it's about a travel hacking website or something like that, probably it could get allowed, but obviously you would, it's best to, consult a trademark attorney or do more research to see. But then when there's something that's the identical name plus in similar niches, it's kind of like a no-go, because what's going to happen is you'll register, USPTO will say this is denied, and without an application or without an approved application, you're not going to be able to do all the way through to get your brand registry.
Is it safe to assume that Joyous Journeys would also be knocked off this list due to how many things are already patented or potentially going to get patented pretty soon?
Well, trademark, yeah. Patent, we don't know. That actually is on the same website. You can search, on the USPTO stands for patent and trademark.
Okay.
And so, yeah, definitely. I don't, I think we might talk about that in a later episode, but patent is definitely something you also need to take into consideration. I'm pretty sure your products aren't patented just because of how many there are.
Right.
Like, guys, when you guys are doing product research, I know we're kind of going off topic here, but this is important to understand. Patents, what she mentioned, is definitely important, because if you only see one or two products out there and they're just crushing it, you're like, wow, why is only one person selling it? This must be an amazing opportunity. Sometimes it's because they have a patent. That's why there's not a whole bunch of sellers on there.
And if you go watch the episode, actually, where Natalie joined us as a guest and we started the product research, you'll find that she had a product idea. I think it was a diffuser pen.
The essential oil pen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was a patented product,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that's an example. You can go and watch that. But yeah, in this case, if you see something that is already being registered, but perhaps is dead, abandoned, or canceled, you might still have a chance to register the trademark. And sometimes there is this thing called the supplement registry or supplemental registry, which is a secondary registry that the USPTO has, where you can still register your trademark as full effect, but you're not in the primary registry. So if you really love that brand name that you have come up with or chosen, you might have a chance. So I believe you're pulling up already a list of brand names that we were brainstorming with ChatGPT. So Bradley, what did we find there?
Yeah, so I'm looking here in our ChatGPT history, and then it looks like originally you were just doing some general research into like color, and we talked about that in the main episode about what kind of colors evoke certain, emotions and things like that. And then you talked about how this is going to be, tuning forks or tongue drums. And then I saw something here that shows what it's used for. But then you said, hey, given the niche, so ChatGPT needs to first understand intimately what niche you're getting into. What's your product going to be like, and have all these functions. And in that same conversation, notice what Leo said here. He says, given the niche, suggest some brand names that are not too niche and allow us to launch more products under the same category. So it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the episode. You don't want to have a brand name that's so specific that you're kind of like, locked into selling a certain kind of product. Here, ChatGPT says, here's some brand names that evoke healing, wellness, and calm. And so what do you think? Anything jump out to you here?
I haven't seen this list yet, so I'm looking now. I like the sound of them. They're very unique, and I would tend to think that they're not necessarily taken, but who knows? I guess we have to find out. So looking at this list, I love the sound of them, the way that they look and jump out at you. Numa, number 19 under minimal and modern.
What do two dots on the U mean? Does that make it sound different or something? Is that a German thing or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Numa, the two dots is German.
German.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, Numa. So let's take a look at Numa. Also just go to USPTO. Paste it with the two dots there. A lot of Numas here. These are dead and abandoned, so those we don't have to worry about. But then we have a few live ones here. Tires. Well, that doesn't matter. Air diffusers though. That's something very similar. Electronic messaging servers. No, like already just by knowing one sells air diffusers, that's very similar. To that. So okay, that's good. All right, so let's go with maybe, some of these are a little bit long and kind of strange. I see here we put give me more with the minimal and modern. And I think that's good for your brand
because I think you like Numa, right? So.
Yes.
Okay, so they give another batch. And also I like how these are one word. If you guys are OG listeners of this channel, you might have seen a reality TV show that we did called Project X a few years ago. And we launched a couple of products on Amazon, a coffin shelf and like a egg tray. And we kind of did a play on words, kind of like an ode to the founders of Helium 10. And so we called those brands, one of the founders of Helium 10 was Manny Coates. And so we called one brand Manny's Mysterious Oddities. And then Guillermo was the other founder of Helium 10. We called the egg tray brand Guy's Chicken Coop. Now those are fun and playful and stuff. But here's the problem I've had for years is sometimes Amazon locks your brand name at like the beginning of your Amazon title. And it's very not great. Let me just say, when you're searching on Amazon and then I'm trying to find a coffin shelf, but I see Manny's Mysterious Oddities, you might have already lost my attention there. And then sometimes like important parts of the title is cut off because you can only see so many characters in a title. Do you agree that's probably better to have like a 1, max 2 word instead of like a 3-word brand?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially now with the latest TOS change with regards to the title, you have only 200 characters. And so it's very, very important that you maximize the SEO, right, of that title with the keywords that you need. That's a totally different conversation here. But I think having a 1-word brand name at the beginning of the title doesn't take too much real estate out of what it's really important to having the title. And so in the long run, it's a much more, I would say, clever strategy. So definitely agree with that.
All right, off camera now, we're gonna go through some of these new ones that ChatGPT suggested and go through the trademark search and look at it. And then we'll come back in a second here if we have something cool to show you guys. All right, so we went through a few of these and one jumped out that Leo had found and Natalie seems to like it. Which one is that, guys?
New Me.
New
Me. The number 9 spot, New Me under wellness and spirituality. It is perfect. It's great in so many ways. I love that it's 4 letters, short, and also just what it kind of evokes when you say new me, but it's also new is spelled in a new way.
It's a minimal way.
Yeah,
right?
it's a minimal way. Yeah.
And then when we looked at this on USPTO, there's a lot of dead and abandoned ones, but then the ones that were in this niche, there was one that had the 2 dots on it, and that was downloadable media. One was hair gel, and that was pretty much it. There's like an AI company. So again, this is not a guarantee. Like once we talk to a professional, they might have some other opinions, but just looking at this, it's much better where we think we have a good chance at this trademark, especially since we're in a different niche. So I think this is new brand, new you, new me. This is our new.
It's all working.
It's all working. So let's plan on moving forward with this. So then, what would the next step be? We can't do that here. We're not gonna go and call a trademark professional. But do you suggest that she can just apply for it? You said that you just did a new brand recently. It was actually super easy.
So what I did, I went through the registration myself instead of hiring an attorney because I just found out that there was only one person that had somewhat a similar name, but not even in the same class. And what I noticed is that USPTO completely redesigned the wizard or the steps to go through the registration and made it super, super simple for us to register a new trademark. So that was actually a very pleasant surprise because normally they have different requirements. You have to be also have a physical location in the US unless you hire an attorney to represent you. They seem to have simplified a lot of it, and so I was able to complete the trademark registration within probably 5 minutes.
Wow.
And it costed me also about $350, which I believe is $250 for the trademark registration and $100 for the class.
Okay.
So I think each class that you add to your trademark is about $100. So I'm hoping to get it. I think registration typically takes 6 to 9 months, sometimes longer. So do consider this, obviously, if you're looking to register a trademark, because by the time it gets registered, you can get ready with the product sourcing and everything else.
And the cool thing is, like 5 years ago, I actually wasn't getting my trademarks in the US. And the reason was because of what he said, it would take 6+ months, which it still does. But in those days, if you wanted to register your brand with Amazon, you had to have the fully confirmed registration number before you could get brand registry. Now, as long as you have the application number, they will go ahead and push it through. So what I was doing was I was getting my trademarks in Germany, where it would get approved in like a week. But a German trademark doesn't necessarily protect me in the United States. But if you have a trademark for your brand and you live overseas and you already have it for Germany or somewhere in the EU or Japan, Amazon will probably accept it for brand registry. But still a good idea, regardless, to have to actually protect your brand in this country, to still register. But if you're just trying to get brand registry and you already have one, you can just submit that. So there's, you can do it yourself on USPTO. Helium 10 has another website called sellertrademarks.com. You could use to get a little bit hand holding on that. But whatever the case, you need to make sure that you register the brand. But now the next step is having accounts on marketplaces. And the two that we said that we're going to launch Natalie on, it's important to do it at similar times, is Amazon and TikTok. They're going to help each other. Now, as mentioned at the outset, Natalie already got her Seller Central account. So what kind of things are needed when you're registering on Amazon and TikTok? It's actually very similar. And we're going to actually go through the process here on TikTok, but on Amazon, they actually don't require LLC. Like technically, you could register as a personal. I personally don't recommend that. First of all, now in America and also other countries, if you're registered like your house and just your name, your name and address show up on your Amazon account, right, Leo?
Yeah, which is not good, obviously, for different reasons. But ideally, yes, you do want to use an LLC in US and instead of opening under your brand name, and do it that way. Also, it gives you some more protection as a business, of course. So, Natalie, is your account under an LLC right now?
It is.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So then you got to have that. You have to have a bank account. You have to have a credit card. You have to have a real address that ties, that matches what your LLC paperwork is. And then you have to, again, if you're a personal, you can do Social Security. We don't recommend that. You need to have an EIN number for your LLC. And that's another thing that Amazon requires. Now, sometimes I heard nowadays, if you're from overseas and trying to register on Amazon USA or vice versa, you're an American trying to register somewhere else, sometimes they have like, I haven't gone through this, I don't know if you've done it, but video interviews, even just like kind of like make sure you're a real person. So that could be something that you need to prepare yourself for. But the process is fairly simple. And then what is it now? Is it $39 a month? Is that what you're paying? Do you know?
Yeah, it's $39.
$39 a month. There's an option for, I don't know what it's called, personal account. Don't do that one. Just go for the professional account. There's no reason to have the personal account. So that's the setup on Amazon, and that's what Natalie already did. But she does not have a TikTok shop account for this LLC. So she brought her documents. Let's go ahead and together try and register here, and then you guys will know the process for getting set up on TikTok shop. Now, one thing, we might actually have a special link to sign up for TikTok where you can get some special discounts. I don't have that link ready right now, but if we have that by the time this video is out, just check somewhere here, you'll see the actual link. In the meantime, you can just also go to seller.tiktok.com, but I highly recommend using our link because TikTok did promise us that they might give us some special discounts for sellers who sign up through that link. But we're here on seller.tiktok.com. We're going to launch on US and under the Americas. And then we want to
Do you want to sign up?
There we go.
Yes.
Don't have an account yet? Sign up now and
There
go
you
ahead and enter what your business email for this LLC is. All right, so you enter your email address, and you're gonna have to go to this annoying thing. Sometimes it looks so easy. It looks so easy.
I like these better than other ones.
It looks so easy, but then sometimes I swear I can't find it. I'm like, where's the 7? There's no other 7 here.
You want to check your email.
All right, now you're gonna have to check your email.
Okay, they're right next to each other.
Okay, now,
Okay.
go ahead. All right, so once you do the verification, go ahead and just enter a password. All right, so now that was easy. We literally have an account now, but there's still a lot of steps that we have to take. So it asks what describes your business the best, and so you are going to be a seller because you own the brand.
Yeah.
How's that feel to say? Like
That
I
feels
own my own
great.
brand.
I've been
I like
waiting
that,
for
right?
this.
Yeah. So you're a seller. We're gonna hit next, and you have got a corporation, right? LLC is corporation.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yep.
you've got a corporation. Let's go ahead and do that. And so here, guys, this is the list
Perfect.
of stuff you're going to need. All right. Legal business name, EIN, that's employer identification number. Legal name of the business represented. Now, this is something interesting that's different between Seller Central and TikTok. If you are a foreigner, non-American, and you have a U.S. LLC even, you can sign up on Amazon, no problem. But you cannot sign up on TikTok unless you have a business representative that has a social security number in the United States. So, I'm not going to try and give legal advice here, but I just know some people from overseas, they'll just get a friend to do it or a family. As far as they understand, there's not like a big legal liability, like, oh my goodness, somebody chokes on the product, that representative is going to be sued until he goes to jail or something. No. But there's just a nuance at the time that we're recording this. This could change in the future. For TikTok Shop, you have to have at least somebody in the company with a social security number, which you obviously have, which is yourself.
Yes.
You've need to have a primary business address, which would be your LLC address. And they do check that the address matches. Okay. I've seen them deny before where there's an address on the LLC page or articles of incorporation, and it doesn't match what address you put, they'll deny it. And if applicable, the beneficial owner, legal name, date of birth, and driver's license. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next step. Legal business name.
So question, my legal business name, well, I filed it as Dorsey Delivered LTD, but the DBA is just Dorsey Delivered. So both are legal. Should I do it as what I filed for the state?
Whatever is on your LLC or EIN.
Okay.
Do you have the EIN?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
Whatever is there.
Would I be able to update this just Dorsey Delivered when I'm selling? When it pops up?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So one thing that's interesting, it's a great question. On Amazon and TikTok, you brand and the store name and company name is different. Like you can actually never even have your company name show. You can select a store name in Amazon that is just a random name that you randomly choose as long as nobody else has it. It has nothing to do with a trademark or anything. What do you usually do? Do you because there's 3 things. There's company name, there's the brand name, and the store name. Do you have 2 of those the same usually, or do you always have 3 different ones?
No, they're different.
Different. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, my brand name is different from the company name.
Yeah. So on our account, the Project X one, like I said, the brand was Manny's Mysterious Oddities. But one of our catchphrases on our podcast is, how cool is that? That's actually the name of the store that we put, just how cool is that? And then that allows us actually to have multiple brands. So like you could start another brand and have it on the same Amazon account. Now, we're getting a little bit into the weeds here, but it's important. I know this question comes up sometimes is, yes, you can have like 5, 6 brands on one Seller Central account, but the instance where maybe that's not suggested, like if you have a goal of selling your business later on, probably not a good idea to have multiple brands on the same account.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so put the exact address as it shows up on your LLC. And the same thing here, Kevin, we're just blurring all this out. Okay. Ooh, it's checking you out.
Uh-oh.
Look at this. It's even like, I don't
giving
know
me
what it's
status.
doing. Hey, your
Hey, good
information has been
news.
verified. You get a blue check mark.
Yes, verified.
Which option applies to the address you entered? Is this a business-only address?
No.
What is it?
It's my house.
It's your house. Okay, so later on,
Yes.
on Amazon, that's something you're probably going to want to change.
That's what.
Because it's gonna show up there, and all you need is like some disgruntled customer like look you up and send you some crazy stuff in the mail. So, but that's fine for now. So
Okay.
you can. What do you usually do for your addresses? Do you like use a mailbox or?
Yeah, you can use a mailbox. Usually, like I register my companies in Wyoming, and they typically provide you also with a registered agent address, so you can use that one as well. And then your obviously mail address is different, right, than your company one. So I typically do it that way, and that's fairly safe. There are thousands of companies with the same address registered under the registered agent, so. That's also safe for yourself, for anonymity as well as privacy. It's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you both recommend having a registered agent? Because I've thought of that before when I've been filing and wasn't quite sure the direction to go, but it seems like with Amazon, it's definitely the direction to go.
Leo?
I would say that's what I've been doing, and it's been working always very well for me. So I would say yes, probably that's a better way to do it. I know some people have done it the way you've done it right now, where you use your home as address. I don't recommend it for different reasons. I mentioned it before, but your competitors, you don't want your competitors to know where you necessarily live. You don't want people to all of a sudden start sending you also promotional stuff at your address, right? Because they found out your address. There are a lot of companies. Remember, like on the other side, you also have a lot of people that consider you a prospect or a customer.
True.
Software companies
True.
or other companies that make maybe your product, right? They want to target you and properly sell their version instead. So this is the reason why you want to keep your place where you live obviously safe and hidden from these marketplaces. So registered agents are great. They do the filing for you, and I would say do it that way.
Okay.
All right. I have your EIN here. Okay. Do you have a parent company?
No.
No? You have parents, but no parent company.
Yes.
All right. And we scroll down. Are we at the bottom? All right. Perfect. Let's go next. All right. Provide your social security. So it looks like it's only asking for your last four.
Okay.
Okay. And now your legal name. And this will be your residential address. So again, this is the part that usually trips up foreign sellers if they don't have that employee or family member who can provide this kind of information. Is the person mentioned above an ultimate beneficial owner?
That is correct.
Yes. You're the ultimate owner.
The ultimates.
Are you American?
I am.
You are. All right. There we go.
Yeah.
Does your business have any other ultimate? Do you have any other co-owners?
I don't.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
That makes it simple. Shop
Oh,
name.
shop
Put your
name.
brand name.
Yes.
And you can change it
You
later.
can change it later. Yeah.
Okay.
So here you can put your brand that we just
Yes. Just put that.
decided on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I put the U with the two dots?
I don't think you can.
I think there's like some kind of weird way to do it
On
on
the
the keyboard. I like it. The first time I typed it.
Later on, you can add the
Yes,
logo if you get
yes.
this approved.
Okay.
And
Oh, no.
another shop is
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's not good.
There we
That's
go.
not good.
All right.
Well, back to the drawing board.
So maybe we
people.
can try with that two dots on the U if
Yes.
we find a way to do it.
Can we
Let's
add
see
ChatGPT?
Wait, hold on. That was
But we cannot because they
Oh,
actually they have
yeah.
it. So we can come up with some other way of writing this name, and then we can try.
okay.
What about
so-
NUEME? Is
with
that
the,
weird?
With the two dots on the E.
Like,
But
NU
see, this doesn't completely matter. This is not your brand.
Okay.
So it's just
This is
somebody
shop.
used that
Right.
as a shop name.
Okay.
I'll look at it really quick.
Okay.
Let's just see if I
I'm
can
curious.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah.
Because I use Combo Spliced as my shop name, and then I have my brands under my
Okay.
brand name.
Okay.
So this is just your shop. You can call it Natalie's shop.
Okay. Yeah, I could.
Yeah, for now, just call it Natalie's shop. Whatever.
Okay.
Perfect.
There we go.
I have a
I was about to
logo.
say I can't believe that. I would have found it hard to believe if somebody had that name on
yes.
Primary product, what would we call it?
Is it like a wellness section or something?
Let's see.
Health,
Health? Yeah, health probably.
So far, that's the number one.
tools and hardware. No, maybe tools and hardware, or
Tools and hardware, or Muslim fashion, textiles, kitchenware, home supplies, maybe. Maybe health.
Health.
Yeah. Health, okay. To secure your account, require your email and phone number for verification.
All right.
So you got that one, and go ahead and put your phone number again.
Question about phone number. Is this good if you're starting out, maybe you don't have a lot of capital, much like myself? Is it recommended to do something like Google Voice to have a different number for situations like this?
On Amazon, it doesn't publish your phone number.
Okay.
On TikTok, I don't think this is mainly for TikTok.
Okay.
And you want that kind of like to be your primary number, because like if something's wrong with your account, you want to get that notification right away. Okay, now hit send code. It'll probably,
Yes,
you did it.
On your phone.
So do you have a code there?
Yeah, it's 9109.
Okay, and let's go next. Well, that was the fastest verification I've ever
That
seen.
was
It
so quick.
half second right
Oh
there.
my gosh. They're
You
really.
may now proceed to submit your application.
Wait, that's it?
Boom goes the dynamite.
No way.
Application submitted. They'll review it in 3 business days. We're not going to sit here for 3 days to wait for it.
No,
So you got to let
let's
us know
not.
later.
We'll camp out here.
Yeah, if it went through. Usually, like, this was easy.
Yeah.
But they really do look at this. Like if you have a number off or a
They do.
space off, it'll get denied, and then they'll let her know, and then she'll have to resubmit. So this process was pretty easy there, guys. You can do this in about 5-10 minutes. You'll find out in 3 days. Now, hopefully, Natalie has both a Seller Central account and a TikTok Shop account. Leo, what are, let's say that everything goes through, she's launched. A big danger is, and we don't want to scare people, but it's very serious, you understand this, is you can get your account shut down for a number of things, violations, terms of service. What are some things that she needs to do, just some no-brainer stuff that Natalie needs to do, our audience needs to do, to make sure that they keep their Amazon and TikTok Shop accounts in good health?
Yeah, I would say is just general rule of thumb, go through the Amazon TOS, terms of services, as well as the TikTok ones, and make sure you understand what you can do and what you're not allowed to do as a seller. For example, there are certain words, certain phrases, or just, in general, things that you cannot add or use in your listing. There are certain products that you're not allowed to sell. Now, this is not your case, thankfully, but if you do and try to sell some medical devices, for example, then you might get into issues there, or your account might get suspended. Number one. Number two, I will also say one of the reasons why Amazon sellers get suspended on Amazon is for some review manipulation, for example.
Okay.
When they give away products using some fancy URLs. We used to do this in 2016, 17. So just make sure you don't do any violation.
Okay.
Try to be a good seller and comply to the rules of these platforms. Today, they're very strict when it comes to these things. And so it's important to comply to their rules. Now, one thing that TikTok Shop does look for, especially when you start generating sales, is your shipping times, okay? Make sure that when you do receive orders, you ship them within a certain time frame. If you do not, they will eventually flag your account, which might lead to a suspension.
Okay.
So you should definitely connect it to your inventory, to your Amazon FBA inventory. There are a few connectors out there, and I can help you with that as well.
Okay.
And I believe also Helium 10 also has a solution like that. So you want to, for now, use your Amazon inventory once you have inventory there to fulfill your TikTok Shop orders. That allows you to automate this whole thing. You don't have to worry about sending products to your customers. And the tracking number is automatically updated into the TikTok Shop. So this way you comply to what they're obviously looking to see, which is that the customers are receiving your products within about 48 hours. Okay. And once you do these things you will see that your account is in good standing, good health, and you shouldn't have any problems. Keep selling on TikTok and Amazon.
Okay, so at Amazon, you can have your inventory at Amazon, but they'll send it to TikTok to fulfill those.
Correct.
We'll have that, and we're going to go deep into that actually once we get the product live.
Okay.
It sounds complicated. Like he said, Helium 10 is a button. In 5 seconds, it'll just connect
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
But what he said is very important, guys. Both Amazon and TikTok shipping and delivering in a certain time. If you're shipping yourself, even though you're using Amazon, like he said, it's kind of like you're responsible for the fulfillment. Okay. You know, if you're using Amazon FBA, Amazon is responsible for shipping to Amazon. But if you're using your Amazon FBA inventory for TikTok, you're still responsible for Amazon delivering it. And so that's like one of the most important things. I even had my TikTok shop account flagged because Amazon missed one order and they're like, hey, what's going on? Because I was a new account. And so they're like, hey, is this kind of shady? I was like, no, Amazon said deliver it. I don't know what happened. But if you guys are shipping your own products on TikTok or your own products on Amazon, ship and deliver it, have a valid tracking number, or else you'll easily get your account suspended right away. Review manipulation is probably one of the biggest things that Amazon is concerned about. So no getting like friends and family to, hey, go get my product and then leave me a 5-star review. You know, don't be putting, and these are all things that people used to do back in the day. Don't be putting insert cards in your package saying, hey, I'll give you a $10 gift card if you give me a 5-star review, stuff like that. That'll be asking for trouble on Amazon to get suspended. TikTok is not as like strict yet as far as that goes, but Amazon, you know, they are super uber strict on anything having to do with reviews. So just keep that in mind. It's probably one of the top things that gets people in trouble on Amazon.
And look, for you guys listeners out there, you might think that you're smarter than Amazon, but trust me, they have nailed down the way that they track review manipulation and the fingerprints and the footprints that they collect from buyers. I'll give you an example. When I launched my product, I was, at the time, I was still working my 9-to-5 job. And so I asked a bunch of colleagues in the company to buy my product from Amazon and leave a review. And that was like not even 1 week later, Bradley, that I got a notification on my Seller Central account for review manipulation. Yep. That was the only review manipulation that was detected. But that's the way that they found out is because of the IP address of the company. So at the time, it was not working from home. It was pre-COVID. So we were all working from the same office and everybody was logging in their Amazon accounts from the same IP address. And so Amazon flagged that very easily and warned me. So lesson learned. But yeah, just think about this before trying to get reviews on your account from friends and family.
You notice I did not ask Natalie to sign into her Seller Central account here. And the reason is, it might be, maybe it's more, overcautious, but still, she only has like her admin account for her Seller Central account. This is Helium 10 Office. Many people have logged in under a lot of Amazon accounts here. I, in this office, have never once logged in under my admin account. So once you create that admin account, I highly suggest making a sub account on Seller Central, not on TikTok, but on Amazon Seller Central. Make a sub account. This is what Amazon provides where like you have employees who want to log in, but just for your own login, just make a different email address, add that as an authorized user, and just give it all the rights. So it can do pretty much everything that a regular account does. And then use that to kind of like do your day-to-day, or if you go on somebody else's Wi-Fi or somebody else's network or a public place or a Starbucks, use that sub account instead of your admin account. Like I didn't even want her to log in under her admin account here until she has that sub account. So that's just another way to kind of like keep your account safe as well. So guys, she's got a brand name that we're gonna still vet and make sure it's good to go. If that doesn't work, we have some backups that we can use. She's got her Seller Central account. She's got her TikTok shop account. Next thing we have to do is get Amazon brand registry if we get the trademark approved, and she's gonna be off to the races. So in the next episode, we got to lock down what her product is actually going to be. We know what it's going to be, but what are the actual components? Leo's done a lot of work that he's excited to show us, so we'll see you in the next episode.